Hello guys, welcome back to Code Santa. If you are a computer science student or someone who is fascinated about computer technologies, then there is a pretty good chance that you might have heard of GitHub, right? If you are planning to work in the IT sector, then you must have to know what is Git and what is GitHub. In this video, I will explain everything you need to know about Git and GitHub. I will explain some basic commands of Git and how to use them with GitHub. So watch this video till the end to get maximum knowledge out of it. Also make sure to hit that subscribe button now. Let's dive in. Before talking about GitHub, let's talk about what is Git. First of all, let me make it clear. Git and GitHub are two different things. They are not the same. Let's talk about the differences later. Now, what is Git? If you Google it, you will find that it is an open source version control system. We can break it into two parts. Open source is nothing but the source code of Git is openly available. Anyone can use it for free and can modify it to create their own version of it. Version control system is nothing but a software that you can use to manage different versions of a project you are working on. Let me give you an example. Assume that you are preparing a new recipe. You have added potato, egg and some magic masala. You are tasting it and it is delicious. Now out of excitement, you are adding some more ingredients. Let's say you have added a few grams of ginger and you are tasting it now. This time the dish tastes awful and you have ruined the entire recipe. Now you have to throw it away, prepare the entire recipe again from scratch to get back your previous recipe. It's a waste of time, right? Now what if there is some way to get back your previous recipe without starting all over again? That's exactly what Git is used for. Let's say you are working on a project. In the first version, you have certain features. In the next version, you are adding few more features. If the new features are not good, what will you do? One way is to take a backup of version 1 and add the features. If it turns out to be not good, then you can simply discard the newer version and get back to the older version. But instead of having a copy of each version and maintaining it separately, you can use Git to do the same. Git is a more powerful tool that simplifies this task for you. It maintains all the versions of your project, shows you which part is updated and what it is for, and keep track of all the code changes made in your project. Now let's discuss about GitHub. GitHub is nothing but a web-based interface that uses Git and lets multiple people to work on the same project. Without Git, there is no GitHub. There is many alternatives for GitHub like GitLab, Bitbucket, etc. GitHub is one among these sites that make use of Git. Let me give an example. You are working on a project and Git is maintaining different versions of your project. But what if you are working as a team and each member of the team has to contribute to the project? If you are working in a company, then definitely there will be multiple people working on the same project. That's where GitHub comes into play. Each member of the team can work on a features locally on their computer using Git. Once their part is done, they can push it into a GitHub repository. Repository is nothing but a folder containing the project files. Now other team members can access their code and can even modify it. Hope you understand the difference between the both. Git is a version control system, whereas GitHub is a website that uses Git and lets multiple people to work on a project. Each one will have access to different versions of the entire project. Clear, right? Okay, now let's see how to use GitHub. To use GitHub, you have to install Git first. To check if Git is already installed in your computer, just open command prompt, type Git and hit enter. If it shows any error, then Git is not installed. In my case, I have already installed Git, so it is displaying commands. In case if you have not installed it yet, just Google search Git. Click on Downloads in the first link and choose the option suitable for your operating system. It is a simple process. You can just do it by yourself. Now navigate to github.com. If you don't have an account yet, then click on sign up and create your account. In my case, I have already created an account, so I am logging to my account. This is how front page will look like. If you click on this arrow, it will show all the available options. Click on your profile. Here you can customize your profile. You can change the profile picture, update your bio and a lot more. For now, let's skip this part. Click on this plus icon and select new repository. As I said, repository is nothing but a folder that contains your project files. You can give any name to it. Now let's name it demo. You can give a description about the project here. This is a demo project. Public repository is nothing but anyone can view your code and contribute to it. If you want only specific people to access your code, then you can choose private. Now I am choosing public. Leave all other options as it is for now and click on create repository. Now we have created a repository successfully. This is the link for your repository. Just copy this. Now open command prompt, type the command git clone and paste the link. Now open C drive and navigate to the chosen location. In my case, it is C, users and then admin. You can see here that a folder named demo is created. Initially it is empty. So basically what git clone do is it clones or copies the entire repository to your computer. Since the repository we created is new and has no files, the folder is also empty. Now let's create a simple text file here and name it test. Let's add some text inside. Now open command prompt, navigate to the project folder, in this case demo, and then type the following command, git add test.txt. So what we are doing here is we are telling Git that we want it to remember the file test.txt since we have made changes to it. Now type another command git status. This command notifies the status of the changes made in your project. Here it is showing new file test.txt. The changes we made is not saved to Git yet. Git add command just adds the file to Git but not save it. To save the file, we need to use another command git commit. Type in the command git commit -m first commit. -m is nothing but you can use it to give a short description about the changes made so that when you look back after some days, you will get an idea about what it is for, and commit simply saves the file. You can see that here it is showing the changes made to the project. If you type git status again, you can see that it is showing nothing to commit because we have already committed the changes. Now let's make some changes to the text file. If you type git status again, it will show you the changes made. You have to commit the changes again. Again type the command git add test.txt and then git commit -m second commit. Okay, here we only have a single text file so that we can easily add it and commit. What if you have to save all the files in your project? Now instead of adding all the files separately, you can simply type git commit -am and your message. It will automatically add all the files and commit the changes made. Till now, all the changes we made are saved locally in your computer. If you go to your GitHub repository and refresh it, you cannot find any changes we made. If you want the changes you made to visible on your GitHub repository, Then you have to use another command, git push. If you are using this command for the first time, you have to log in with your GitHub account. Just close this dialog box. It will ask you for username in the command line. You can find your username in the URL of your repository. For me, it is VZAODD. Type in the username. Now for the password part, click on the profile icon and choose settings. Scroll down and click on developer settings. Go to personal access tokens and click on generate new token. Just type anything here about the token. Choose expiration date. For now, just select all the checkboxes and click on generate token. Your personal access token will be generated. Copy the token. Go back to the command prompt. Paste it and hit enter. That's it. You are logged in. Now type git push again. It will push the local copy of your project to GitHub. Let's check it. Go to your repository. You can see that the text file is added to GitHub repository. You can see the number of commits made to the project. If you click on it, you can see all the changes along with the description. The next command we are going to talk about is git pull. Let's say your team is working on a project. You are working on a file and another member from your team is working on the same file. He had committed the changes and pushed it to the GitHub repository. Now you are still working on the older version of the file. What if he had updated a core part of the file that you are currently working on? To overcome this problem, you can get the updated version of the file every time you start working on it using git pull. Let me show you how it works. Let's change the contents of the text file from the GitHub repository. Now if you open the text file on your machine, you can see that the changes we made on the GitHub repository is not shown here. Now go to command prompt, type git pull. Let's open the text file again. Here you can see that we have got the latest copy of the GitHub repository. Okay, now what if you have already committed the changes in your local machine and one of your team member changes the same line you have made changes to and pushed it to the GitHub repository? This time, if you use git pull, a situation called merge conflicts arises. Since you both have changed the same line, Git is confused between the two changes. Let's see this in action. Let me make some changes in the text file in my computer. Then commit this change. Now open the GitHub repository and change the same line to confused and confirm the changes. Now go to command prompt and type git pull. It is saying that merge conflict in test.txt. Let's open the file and see what happened. So it is basically showing you the changes you have committed earlier and then the changes your team member made. This is nothing but commit hash. Each and every commit would have a unique hash number. It is added here to show you in which commit the conflict is arised. Now you can choose which line you have to keep and which one you don't want. Here I am okay with confused. So I am removing my local changes. Let's commit the changes again and push it to the GitHub. That's it. Now let's say you are working on version 5 of a project and for some reason you want to work on version 3 again. What will you do? In that case, you can use git reset command. For that, you need the commit hash for the version you want. Just go to the GitHub repository, click on commits. Find the commit for the version you want. Let's say I want to move to the first commit, then copy the commit hash. Now open command prompt and type git reset --hard and then paste the commit hash and hit enter. Then if you open your local repository, you can find how your repository was during the first commit. Now let's talk about branching. So what is branching? Let's say your team is working on a project. You are working in module A. You committed the changes. Then your friend is working on module B. He commits the changes. Then you find that there is a bug in your module A. Then you have to go back and rectify the bug. But in between there is module B which is working perfectly. If you go back to your previous commit, then module B won't be available if you commit again. To overcome this, we are using branches. Initially, there will be a single branch called master branch. That is the root of all branches. Let's say you have committed the changes to module A. Now instead of committing module B to the same branch, we can create a separate branch for module B and work on it. By this way, we can maintain separate branches for each modules. Once all the changes is made and the modules are ready, we can merge everything to the master branch. Let me show you a demo. Open command prompt and type the command git branch. This command will list all the branches in your current repository. The asterisk symbol called head pointer denotes the branch you are currently in. Since we didn't create any branches yet, it is showing only master branch. To create a branch, use the command git checkout -b branch name. Let's test this. I am creating a branch called new branch. This command creates and automatically switches it to new branch. Let's type git branch again. Here you can see that we have two branches and the head pointer is pointing to new branch. Now open the text file. Let's make some changes. Then commit the changes. The changes are now committed to new branch. Let's now change the head pointer to master branch. Type git checkout master. You don't have to give -b this time because -b is to create new branch. Since master branch already exists, -b is not necessary. Now type git branch again. You can see that now the head pointer is pointing to master branch. Let's open the text file again. You can see that the changes we made is not here because we made the changes only in the new branch and not in the master branch. Okay, now let's say all the modules are ready and the bugs are rectified. Now you have to merge the branches to the master branch. For that, you need to use the command git merge. Just open command prompt and type git merge new branch and hit enter. Now open the text file again. You can see that the changes we made in the new branch is merged with the master branch. Here is the summary of all the commands we have seen.
That's it guys. I have covered everything you have to know to get started with Git and GitHub. If you find this video useful, please like this video and hit that subscribe button now. Leave a comment on what should I upload next. Connect with me on Instagram.